Hi guys, I'm Adam Wilborn from WhatCulture. He's Adam Nicholas from WhatCulture, and we are here with your afternoon news. Go on, do the thing.
Hashtag good afternoon, but we are in a bit of a hurry because someone's got a very important interview coming up.
I'm going to be chatting to Nyla Rose in just a few minutes, so before she calls me, I'm going to dive straight in with some huge news about a potential WWE return that I think both of us are really looking forward to, because in today's Wrestling Observer newsletter that's just come out from Dave Meltzer, he has claimed that Sheamus could well be making a return to the squared circle. He's obviously been off. He's had spinal stenosis, which sounds horrible. He said he's ready to return if a storyline is there, and he will be brought back as and when he is needed. Now, of course, we haven't seen him since, well, WrestleMania 35 weekend, I suppose.
Technically, yeah.
Him and Cesaro wrestled on the Raw, and I think the SmackDown, if I'm not mistaken, post-WrestleMania 35, but obviously he's been off. A lot of speculation about whether or not he's going to retire. The last thing I saw of him was he was in Japan with Paddy Power covering the Rugby World Cup.
With a very familiar sound and soundtrack to the back of that one, isn't it?
Our lawyers will be in touch, but this is great news.
Very good news. I'd like to see Sheamus back as soon as possible. Benroy, who was just setting up the camera, also made a good point that if he does come back, I'd like to see him feature properly. If they're not going to be putting him back together with Cesaro, which we all love that, but maybe they want to be doing their own thing, I'd like to see him get a chance at actually... He's great, look at him. He's a physical specimen. He's got all the attributes he needs, and he's come a long way in that partnership with Cesaro.
Yeah, I think if he came back, whether as a face or a heel, probably a heel, it just kind of works better.
It does suit it better, I think.
He should just be inserted straight into some sort of title picture. When you've got enough bloody training footage of him, if you want to showcase what a big old bastard he is.
He's managed to make the best of it, hasn't he, actually, by doing his Celtic Warrior workouts in the sideline, which has worked out really well for him, I think.
Yeah, I'm really hopeful that he comes back. I'm a huge fan of his, and I think he can do some fantastic stuff as and when he returns to the ring. But as I said, Dave Meltzer reporting he is ready to return despite the spinal stenosis, just waiting on a decent storyline, I suppose.
Indeed, and he's not the only one who is returning, although this one's slightly different, because we did get a bit of a return from your best friend and mine, Mr. Brock Lesnar.
Bearded Brock, nonetheless.
Bearded Brock. I want it a bit bigger, though. I do want it a bit bigger, and I like the whole Viking thing, but I digress. Brock Lesnar obviously returned. He is now booked to face Kofi Kingston for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship on the debut episode of SmackDown on Fox. R.I.P. Kofi's lovely reign. But he apparently will be returning before that SmackDown, because as was released by Talking Stick Resort Arena, which is obviously the place that's got, what a great name for an arena, there's going to be hosting Monday Night Raw in Phoenix, Arizona, I believe. Is that correct? Yes. In Phoenix, Arizona. What a great name for a stadium. Brock Lesnar will be returning for that Monday Night Raw, according to their website. So whether or not that changes, obviously we don't know. But that is about as good of an indication that Big Bad Brock is going to be back, and he's going to be drawing money again, baby.
The interesting thing as well to add to this, aside from all the people who are being advertised, I mean, The Fiend versus Seth Rollins is advertised, although I'd suspect, considering that's the go-home Raw ahead of Hell in a Cell.
SmackDown's, yeah.
I would suspect that that's probably going to be the dark match if that's being advertised. You're not going to give that away on TV 6 days before the Hell in a Cell pay.
Yeah, normally you wouldn't, but hey.
All the usual names being listed for this. Braun, Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, Alexa Bliss, AJ Styles, Becky Lynch, the list goes on and on. But the most intriguing thing of all this, aside from Brock Lesnar being advertised, is that they are noting that this is Raw's season premiere episode.
Interesting, the way that they're framing that, especially with the new episode of SmackDown on the new network. Perhaps it's going to be technically a reset in their minds, maybe. Who knows?
No word yet as to who is going to be fed to Brock Lesnar, so we'll find out. Let's give you an update on the Maria Kanellis Who's the Daddy storyline.
Who's the daddy?
I'll be honest, I wasn't here on Tuesday, so I missed Raw, and sort of skimming it went, huh? I've got away for 1 week.
Again. Yeah.
Ricochet was the dad for about 2 minutes.
He was.
And then it was the most lackluster way to return Rusev by bringing him as part of this. Good news, though, if you're a fan of Rusev and babies. Don't know what happened there.
Hang on. He does have a mustache now as well. That's a thing
yes.
he added. So, I mean, you know, that's good news. What else we got?
Good news. He is not the father.
Oh, thank goodness. I mean, I'm sure Lana was at home quaking, worrying about this.
As it's being reported yet again in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, there is no word yet on who they have to plan to be the father. So it's probably going to be Hornswoggle. But it will not be Rusev. It's going to be more of a running joke instead of an angle that builds to a major reveal. And they are hoping for a ratings boost as a result of that. Good news for Rusev this, even if it's slightly ruined his return in my book.
I would agree with that. I think there's a guy in Rusev's got so much potential. He's got the look, he's got the fan support, there's no doubt about that. Now he's definitely got the look with that mustache if he really wants it. there's just more that can be done. But hey, I guess it's pretty busy as it already is in terms of people. But that is not how I would have had the I was going to call him the Ravishing Russian there, but I guess he technically is, because he is delightful.
I like his new look. I mean, his traps are huge.
On a bike,
but
unbelievable.
He doesn't really fit in this storyline, especially the character he's got.
No.
I don't know what Mike Kanellis has done, well, apart from sign a 5-year contract and... Anyway,
do whatever he wants now. He's got his 5-year contract.
Yeah, can bury him all you want. Mark Henry's proved that he's absolutely fine to do absolutely whatever.
Exactly.
I don't know what they're doing with that. Who do you think, off the top of your head, they're going to book as the father of the baby? If it's a running joke, it's probably not going to be a Braun Strowman or an AJ Styles or anyone like that. So who's the banter pick out there?
I just don't know. I think they've already shot with the banter picks, because Ricochet had a little interaction where he was like, no, I would never. Well, I'm not saying I wouldn't. I was like, hang on, what about
it's hot in here?
Yeah, it's a bit warm, yeah. Like, I don't know who would be I think one of the funniest that I would really be up for, just for the sheer banter, would be Otis Dozovic.
I was literally
Otis Dozovic. Hey, Daddy!
Because Mike Kanellis, there's another thing that annoys me about this is Mike Kanellis has had this amazing redemption story.
I know, this is the thing. It's all been completely squandered.
Completely been overlooked. But as part of that redemption from obviously his struggles, he's now got in incredible shape. Like, maybe he's not the most ripped guy on the roster, but I wouldn't complain if I got up and looked like that in the morning.
Not at all.
So, yeah, the dichotomy of having him and then the guy who now only wrestles in trunks because his tummy can hang over the top of it, I think that'd be fun. That's great stuff.
Listen, Otis Dozovic doing anything is good. And just, can you imagine him and Tucky going, "Hey, Tucky, I'm gonna be a daddy."
And follow this through, by the way. Right now, WWE, I don't know how far along Maria Kanellis is. I'd guess 6 months,
reasonably well, because she's got a fairly decent bump on her.
So if you say we've got 3 months left, you can tell neither of us have had children. Big bump, isn't it? You've got 3 months, WWE, to train a baby to go whilst you're holding it.
Can you imagine?
Make it happen, Vince.
Little baby's gut and the little chunk. It's wearing the same outfit.
What's your little first word?
Oh God! Get the call in. Get the call. Make the call.
Make it happen. That's great stuff.
Make it happen, please, if you're watching. And tell you what we need to do is go on a conference call we could go on to talk about this. Speaking of conference calls, segue.
Nice.
Triple H was on a conference call recently, and he was asked by Wrestling Inc. with regards to Tommaso Ciampa and when he may be returning. A man who will most certainly boost any ratings that may or may not be where they need to be on, I was going to say on Fox, but they're on the USA Network, aren't they, of course? So he had this to say when asked about it by managing editor of Wrestling Inc., Nick Hausman. He said, he's getting very close. When you come down to the end of, unfortunately, I've been through a lot of these, when you come down to the end, there is this point in time when you are just chopping at the bit. You're ready to go, you feel like you can move the world, and yet the doctors are still like, give it a bit more, take it slow. That last couple of percent to get to 100% is the most frustrating part of for an athlete, because you feel like you can take on the world, but you just can't quite yet. He's ready, he's as close as he can get. He is the racehorse right now, stomping and pulling at the gate. When that doctor tells him to go, he's going to come flying out of the gate.
He teased me so.
It's just like, oh, it's so close. But he did also do, I think it was Ciampa did like a little interview with Izzy. You know, Izzy, the wrestling fan, who's now presumably doing some form of journalism. Gave her an exclusive, basically saying he wasn't cleared, he wouldn't be there for the debut on the USA Network. But just looking at what they did last night, and it was already great. All the guys who they didn't have feature on there already, including Ciampa, including Johnny Gargano, the likes of Rhea Ripley perhaps, maybe even a Tony Storm. These are all things they've still got in their arsenal and they haven't used them yet. But Ciampa returning, the greatest sports entertainer of all time returning. I mean, does it get much better than that?
I cannot wait for it. I know you're a huge fan of his.
Massive fan.
And I would say, as much as we're there going, come on. You're the one who every time we talk about this and I ask about when he's going to be returning, you say, well, he probably could have returned last night. But I'd rather they wait a week, a month, however long it takes for him to be 100% so that they don't do the classic, bring him back, oh bollocks, he's injured again, he has to be out for 6 months.
And I think they're right with this when they say about the 100%, because what that actually is it shows you how many wrestlers are probably operating not at 100%. And that's the difference between making sure you are completely back to full fitness and operating at a level where you'd be like, yeah, I've got a little bit of pain, but I'm still going to work because the boss needs me.
Now, we don't normally do an and finally on the afternoons, but I thought I'd ask you, did you see what happened after NXT went off the air last night?
Is this with Triple H? Yes.
Your thoughts of Triple H leading an NXT champ? He's like a proud dad cheering on himself.
Look, so this is it. I like Triple H and I like what he's done and I like the vision. I also find it funny / not annoying. It's not annoying, but it's just he can't help himself, can he? He's like, drink it in.
Triple H.
Yeah,
Triple H.
It is. It's bloody wrestling isn't wrestling when they're all champing on for me. It's amazing. I have no complaints though because he's putting together something special, and if they can make this work, he can have as many chants that he leads as he wants.
Speaking of that, make sure you check out the Wednesday Night War podcast, which we've just launched, available by searching for WhatCulture Wrestling on either iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from, where myself and the Dudley Boys review AEW versus NXT. No spoilers, but you may be surprised as to who won this week's Wednesday Night War.
Quick question, one word answer. Who's going to win it overall? Go on.
Fans.
Oh, you coward. You absolute coward.
Triple H, Triple H. Right, let us know your thoughts on all today's news stories in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And you can send us Twitter questions at WhatCultureWWE. Watch there. Follow both of us. You can follow him at
It's Adam Nicholas, and you can follow him at
Adam Wilborn. You can follow us all at WhatCultureWWE. As I said, my thanks to Adam Nicholas. Thank you for watching, and we will see you soon. I'm off to interview Nyla Rose. Bye.
Go, 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 go. Triple H, Triple H.